Coming together, breathing together. Exploring the roots, exploring the wings. Exploring home. So taking that breath in all the way in to the backs and the bottoms and the sides of your lungs. Becoming fully present right here, right now. And following that breath into your belly and your low back. And noticing with each inhale, more space, more ease is created. With each exhale, something that no longer serves simply drifts away on the tides. And so following that breath, your breath, into your hips, into the muscles and structures of your hips. And what do you notice as you take that breath into your hips, being fully present with breath? In that portion of your body that creates the foundation for everything. And taking the breath and noticing it move into your thighs and your knees. And noticing the breath as it moves into your calves and your ankles. From your heel to your toe, all 10. Maybe you notice you're breathing easier, or your shoulders feel wider. Maybe you notice they feel tighter and more creeping up your neck like earrings. This is not about being perfect. This is simply about noticing. Noticing really what your breath moving through your body right now is informing you of. And so noticing that breath moving down your arms and out your hands. And letting that breath take anything that no longer serves, flowing out your hands. Taking the breath, all the spaces of your brain, the folds and the nooks and the crannies. Maybe there are some busy brains out there right now. And so I notice that the breath moving through my brain and things suddenly feel quieter, like I turned down the volume. And noticing that breath, your breath, moving from the bones, the marrow, the center of your bones, out to your skin, throughout your entire spine, and from top to bottom, front to back, and side to side. Noticing that your entire being, your entire system is breathing as one. We put our attention on our feet, inviting our feet to send out roots into the planet, the part of the planet, and simply holding the space for you to feel at home. And noticing the wings that allow you to fly, whether it's from the wind under wings, whether it's from the love and support of those who love and support you. And taking a breath into that. I invite you to notice, where do you feel most at home in your body right now? Is it in your heart? Is it in your gut? Is it in your hands? Where do you feel most at home being you right now? And so just notice what that feeling of being at home within you feels like. Is it purple or brown or green? Does it have a humming or buzzing sound to it? Does it smell like vanilla or chocolate chips baking? Do you feel the ocean with your heartbeat? What does home feel like for you in your body? And once you notice where you feel most at home, I invite you to let that sense of home within you expand ever so slightly. And going at your body's pace, I invite you to let that sense of home within yourself, within your cells, expand as far as they can go within your system. Remembering that your roots are always there to support you. Your wings allow you to fly. And simply enjoy the expansion of home within your body. And so as we bring this to a completion, I invite you to tell your body thank you for accepting these changes with grace and ease. I invite you to remember that that breath is the breath of divine moving through you in this and every moment. And as you're ready, come back gently, easily, gracefully to this time and this place and this knowing, right here and right now. Thank you all for joining me. May you move forward into this day, this week, this month, feeling more at home within yourself than you ever have before. Namaste, and thank you.
This is Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Las Vegas. At CSL Greater Las Vegas, it is our mission to inspire spiritual discovery through community connection, exploration, and celebration. This mission supports the all-inclusive vision of Centers for Spiritual Living worldwide, in which we envision a world that works for everyone and all of creation. Before we begin this celebration service, let's all join in and sing our opening song together.
Morning, spiritual family. Thank you for tuning into this broadcast. Right here and right now, we are together in the power of the presence. So wherever you are experiencing today's service, know that we are one as the Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Las Vegas. Throughout this service, if you feel a need for prayer, a prayer and a blessing for you, a family member, or a friend, then please go to our website and select our prayer request. Know that licensed spiritual practitioners are deeply committed to supporting you through prayer. We are here for you. Please feel free to call on us. As a matter of fact, even as I speak, 2 practitioners are providing spiritual support right now for you, for me, for our entire community. They are holding us in deep spiritual loving care from their homes by sitting in meditation during this service. We thank Lynn Frankenberger and Valerie Weiner for holding high watch for each one of us today. Now is the time for our weekly affirmation. We do this to add positivity, gratitude, and inspire a purpose-driven life for ourselves. If affirmations work for you, please let us know. Now let's read this week's affirmation together. My home brings out the best in me and others. My home brings out the best in me and others.
Here I am, a vessel to be used. Whatever whatever Spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be. Here I stand. My heart is here to serve. Wherever love is leading me, I will go, I will go, I will go.
And so continuing in this space of open to guidance, open to be, open to love leading, becoming truly what God divine is desiring of me. I simply breathe in, all the way in, knowing that inspiration and breath come from the same root word. And I let that divinity, that inspiration, move through every cell, every fiber of my being, knowing that I truly am one with divine, that the open vessel that I am here to be, I have already said that sacred yes to. And so I know the truth for myself, for everyone present, everyone who comes into this community in any way, in any time, in any fashion, that the truth right here, right now, is that being, that knowing, that openness to divine guidance moves through each cell, each fiber of our very beings. I notice the heights with which we can go to simply being at home with divine, and at the same time the absolute groundedness of having our roots in the earth. And so from here, I simply invite the memory of that divine connection to be present right here, right now, consciously in each and every one of us, in this and every moment. And I know that moving forward into this time, with such deep gratitude for this remembering, for this knowing, for this openness, we come together in the perfection of divine. And we allow this time together, this movement forward into the perfect place of our home, to guide us in gentle and powerful ways, knowing it already is in this and every moment. And so with the next breath, all the way in and all the way out, I simply say, and so it is.
Here I am, a vessel to be used. Whatever Spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be. Here I stand. My heart is here to serve. Wherever love is leading me, I will go, I will go, I will go. Wherever love is leading me, I will go, I will go, I will go.
I love singing this song just to myself. I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself. And I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. Just be sweet to yourself. Sing this. I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself. And I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. I will be tender with my heart. I will be tender with my heart. I will be tender with my heart. And I will hold my heart. I'll hold my heart like a newborn baby child. You got it. Sing that again. I will be tender with my heart. I will be tender with my heart, and I will hold my heart like a newborn baby child. Listen to this part now. And I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. Sing that line with me now. And I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. 'Cause now I know I will be easy on myself. I will be easy on myself. I will be easy on myself, and I will rock myself. I will rock myself like a newborn baby child. Sing that again. I will be easy on myself. I will be easy on myself, and I'll rock myself like a newborn baby child. Now let's affirm it and say, I am gentle. I am gentle with myself. I am gentle with myself, and I love myself. I love myself like a newborn baby child. Sing that again. I am gentle with myself. I am gentle with myself, and I love myself. I love myself like a newborn baby child. I rock myself. I rock myself like a newborn baby child. I hold myself. I hold myself like a newborn baby child. And the last one, once again, I love myself. I love myself like a newborn baby child.
Well, good morning, Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Las Vegas. Welcome to our Sunday morning celebration. My name is Reverend Laura Hallett, and it is my pleasure to be the spiritual leader of this amazing community located here in the Las Vegas Valley. I want to start off this morning with a little gratitude to practitioner Clay T. White. Clay T. gave us our message last week at our in-person service in the parking lot of our new home. And she spoke to us about this amazing home here we have in Las Vegas. Gave us a little bit of the history of it and some insight into it that I, as a longtime resident, had not heard before. So thank you, Clay T. It was great to have you speaking with us last Sunday. Our theme for the month of November is home. And we're looking at home from several different points of view this month. This idea of home is one of our most basic, most fundamental archetypes. Home is that place where we find the familiar, whether that be in a physical location or whether it's with the people that we share our homes with. Ideally, home should be a place of safety. It should be a place where we know, that we're familiar with. It should be a place where we are also known, where the people around us know who we are and see us as our true and authentic self. In the best sense of the word, home is a place of unconditional love and acceptance. Most often, it is the place where our journey in this plane of existence begins, and it is often the place where it ends. And so each month I like to start with a principle that grounds us into our science of mind beliefs. Our principle for this month comes from our Centers for Spiritual Living Global Vision Statement. We envision a world where each and every person has enough food, a home, and a sense of belonging, a place of peace and harmony, enfranchisement, and justice. So this week in our exploration of home, we're looking at the idea of roots and wings. Those experiences and tools that both ground us and give us a sense of identity, as well as allowing us the freedom to explore and to become our authentic selves. Having a place to call home is a fundamental human need. It is the first place where we begin to develop a sense of identity and belonging. It's where we begin to understand our familial connections and our relationship in this structure of the family with whom we share our lives. The poet Maya Angelou writes, "The ache for home lives in all of us, the safe place where we can go as we are and not be questioned." There is an innate sense in all of us to have that, a place where we feel like we belong. No matter how we show up in the world, we are accepted and belong there in this structure of this family, in this structure of this physical environment. The ache for home lives in all of us. Many of us are fortunate enough to have been born into a home that is exactly that. A place where we are free to be who we are, to become who we're meant to be. A place where we are free to grow into who it is we are becoming in this time that we have here in this wonderful world that we live in. Home is the first place where we begin to experience the world. It's the place where our basic needs are being met, our practical needs like safety, security, stability, shelter, food, clothing. But it's also where the more essential needs like love, connection, trust, and a sense of who we are come into being. Unlike most other animals and creatures in the animal kingdom, human babies enter this world extremely dependent upon their caregivers for many years. And those critical years are when these basic needs provided in this atmosphere of home are experienced by the child. And these needs have to be met for us as human beings to experience the physical, emotional, and mental well-being that we will need throughout our entire lifespan. When a child's needs are met, they will feel free to explore their surroundings, to experiment, to grow, to take risks, always knowing that safety and security is nearby. And the children who are given this freedom to grow become adults who feel secure and positive about themselves and others. They become adults who see themselves as worthy because they have learned at a very young age that the world is a safe place. Their home has been a safe place, and it has established within them this sense of security. But on the other hand, children who grow up in a volatile or erratic atmosphere often have difficulty establishing bonds with others. They have difficulty developing an authentic life, and they often develop unhealthy patterns, including addiction, and experience all types of dysfunctional relationships. Strong roots are needed to be nurtured and developed in young human beings to give them the ability and the trust and the willingness to spread their wings and fly. Healthy homes establish healthy boundaries for their members. These boundaries form the parameters, the guidelines that are necessary to develop those healthy relationships. They're necessary for the mental and emotional well-being of each individual. They are necessary for the individual to thrive and succeed throughout life. Boundaries and the consistent application of them are necessary for establishing and maintaining a sense of safety that inspires humans to develop the courage and the competence necessary for them to live out their authentic life. But it's a balancing act. Too many boundaries can lead to isolation and drive a deep sense of disconnection. There are too many rules, too many restrictions. Fear is often inherent when there are too many boundaries. On the other hand, non-existent or very weak boundaries result in an environment that is not safe either. And consequently, there is a reduced sense of freedom and security. When there aren't boundaries, or when the boundaries are very weak, people experience less safety, less freedom, and less satisfaction in life. In her book, Braving the Wilderness, The Quest for True Belonging and the Courage to Stand Alone, author Brené Brown says this about boundaries. Those who put true belonging into practice talk openly about their boundaries. The clearer and more respected the boundaries, the higher level of empathy and compassion for others. Fewer clear boundaries, less openness. Boundaries lead to a sense of belonging, and belonging, that sense of being part of something greater than ourselves, is what home is all about. Belonging, that need to belong, is a fundamental, innate human desire that is always present in each person. Brené Brown says this in her book. Belonging is the innate human desire to be part of something larger than us. Because this yearning is so primal, we often try to acquire it by fitting in and seeking approval, which are not only hollow substitutes for belonging, but often barriers to it. True belonging only happens when we present our authentic, imperfect selves to the world. Our sense of belonging can never be greater than our level of self-acceptance. In its most ideal form, home is the place where we are accepted and where we learn to accept ourselves. This is where we develop that level of self-acceptance that will lead to that sense of belonging. It is the place where we can be our authentic and imperfect selves. It is a place of familiarity, a place where we are known, where we are seen, where we are loved, and we are accepted just the way that we are. Home gives us a place of safety and belonging, and that stability and groundedness that is formed there creates a launching pad that allows us to spread our wings and fly. A strong, healthy root system established in a loving home gives us the freedom to venture out, to discover our authentic selves, and to live our lives from a place knowing that home is always there to catch us if we fall. You know, it's wonderful to talk about this idealized version of home, this place where we each individually feel like we belong, where we feel like we're being seen, where we know that we are being heard and that we are being valued for exactly who we are. It's a wonderful feeling to be in a home like that. But unfortunately, all too often, that's not the actual experience of some people. Far too often people grew up in homes that were not safe places to be, in homes where violence and addiction and abuse were the norm. Many people are able to overcome this by leaving that home of their birth and creating a place where they do feel at home, where they do feel safe, where they do feel like they can explore who they are becoming. Overcoming our birth homes and creating our own authentic life is where our spiritual practices come in. We know that if we can change how we believe, how we think about things, then we can change the experience that we have in them. Engaging in the practices, understanding the principles that help us change our belief system, and overcome the experience we've had in previous homes is the work of our life. That's what we're here to do. That's what we're called to do, is to actually learn how we can begin to live a different experience. We can overcome those things that we were born into by learning to think about them differently and to find those practices that support that forward movement in our evolution. One of the things that we can really begin to do is to get clear about the home that it is we want to create. And we can do this through many of our practices, through just simply contemplating it. What is it I want to experience? We can do it through our reflection, our journaling practices, our reflection on what has come through to us in meditation, what we've experienced with other people in our lives. We can do this by our visioning practice, where we begin to sit and ask those questions. What is the highest idea of home for me? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What are some of the qualities of this high idea of home in my experience? Our visioning practice is amazing for helping us catch a glimpse of what is possible. We can create what we think is possible in our own limited brain, but when we open up to a higher vision, when we open up to Spirit's impress of what is wanting to come through us, things really begin to shift in our lives. And when they begin to shift in our lives, we can begin to create a new mental equivalent of home. We had this mental equivalent, this home that we were born into. And we can now, through these principles and practices, begin to shift that idea of home. And we can begin to create the home that it is we really want to experience. Again, using our spiritual principles and practices, one of the things that's been very highly effective for people throughout many years is to create a vision board with all of the attributes of our ideal home. Not just the physical, but the mental and the emotional, the spiritual qualities that we want to experience when we are in that home. And we can write affirmations about the kind of home that we want to experience. Remember, our affirmations are in the present tense. They are personal. They are powerful. They are short phrases that will help us shift our belief system. And then we can take those affirmations and we can put them into our affirmative prayer work, where we begin to write our treatment work and say our treatment work to begin to shift our ideas and our conditions in our lives. It almost feels like we're reprogramming our brains, but we are beginning to look at things in a different way. And through our principles, through our practices, we can have a different experience in life. In addition to creating this new mental equivalent of home and focusing our spiritual principles on that, we also have to clear away the experiences we've had previously in our primary home environments, our first homes, our homes that were not necessarily functioning the way we wanted them to function. When those past experiences and beliefs and habits still permeate our being, we often have trouble getting a clear picture of what it is we really want. And even more importantly, we often don't think it's possible to have it. All this mental chatter, all of this old belief systems we've held, all of these experiences that we have had in our lives clog up our consciousness, and it's often very hard to move away from them. Not only do we have amazing spiritual practices that will help you do this, but we have a resource available to us here at Centers for Spiritual Living Greater Las Vegas that is quite unique in the world of organized religion. We have licensed spiritual practitioners. These amazing souls have spent years studying these principles. They have developed their own personal practices using our meditation, contemplation, visioning, journaling, prayer, to develop a way of moving through these conditions. They know this stuff. They know these principles. They know these practices. And they know how to use them to change conditions. And more importantly, they know how to help you see it for yourself. And they've dedicated themselves to not only seeing the truth for themselves, but assisting others in changing their belief systems and having new experiences in life. Practitioners can see the truth for you when all of the mental chatter and the past experiences have cluttered up your life. So reach out, ask for prayer, schedule a practitioner session, take a class, join a book study, participate in our small groups with other like-minded individuals. This is how we change our lives. This is how we change the conditions in our lives. This is how we clear away all of that old baggage that has been lingering around in our lives forever. This is how we create a home that not only gives us the roots to ground us, but the wings to fly. So let's take some of this into our spiritual practice right now, our practice of affirmative prayer. And let's take these ideas of creating this amazing home that lets us fly into our spiritual practice and see what we can do about shifting the consciousness around it. So if you would, I invite you to just simply turn within. I do that by closing my eyes and taking a breath and feeling that breath in my heart center. And then resting in that for a moment. And so in this place of peace, in my heart center, in the seat of my consciousness, I know that there is only one. One power, one presence, one divine creative source of all. And though it goes by many names and shows up in infinite form, I simply know it as the divine. That all-pervading presence that has created everything and brought it into existence, that is living its life through all of creation, experiencing the wonders of this world in the most unique and perfect ways. I know that that one is that love intelligence. It is a balance and harmony and divine flow of life moving through and in and as all circumstances. And because I know there's only one, I know that I am one with it. That divine creator has instilled itself in me in the beginning, and that is living its life through me right here and right now. And as I know this is true for me, I know this is true for each and every person. For we are all unique and perfect emanations of the one, endowed with that love intelligence, with that creativity, with that wisdom, with that balance and flow. That is the truth of who we are. And so in complete realization of the power and the presence of the divine manifested through all life, I speak my word. I know that each one of us has within us a very deep-seated heart of home, a place where we belong, a place where we are seen and heard and given the freedom to grow and expand and evolve in our consciousness for the evolution of our soul and the soul of this entire universe. I know that deep within each one of us is that place of peace, of love, a place that we call home, where we are secure and safe and free to be and grow and expand. It is the truth of who we are. And I know that through our practices, through our principles, we develop a greater and greater sense of that home, of that connection, of that place where we can authentically be who we've come here to be. And how beautiful it is to see it expanding throughout our entire world. How beautiful it is to see these principles and practices come alive in individuals in ways that shift and change the conditions of their lives. I am so, so grateful to see it. I'm so grateful to feel it. And I am so grateful to know it is happening right here and right now. And I just release this word into that law, into that creative consciousness that always says yes. I let it go and I let it be. And so it is. Amen. Here at Center for Spiritual Living Greater Las Vegas, we are a mission and vision-driven community. We offer transformative educational opportunities, deep and meaningful moments of connection, uplifting Wednesday and Sunday services. We greatly appreciate your contributions that support the amazing work we're doing here in Southern Nevada. We have several easy ways you can contribute. We have text to give. Simply text the amount of your donation to our text to give number and you'll be prompted to enter your information. There's a link to our online donation page posted below this video where you can contribute by debit or credit card. And of course, you're always welcome to send a check to our office if that works better for you. All of your contributions go to support the great work that we're doing here in Greater Las Vegas community.
Okay, we're gonna get down a little bit. I want you to dance. Probably been sitting for too long. Come on, get up off your seats. Here's what it comes down to now. If you want more love, give a love. If you want more joy, give joy. If you want more peace, give peace. And if you want more, what do you gotta do? Give. If you want more, give. If you want more money, give your money. If you want more time, give of your time. If you want more friends, just be a friend. And if you want more, give. If you want more, give. 'Cause when you give, you receive. It's as simple as that. There's no effort, no struggle. It's just a simple fact. If you wanna see a change, be the change. If you wanna have more truth, tell your truth. If you want more gratitude, give thanks. And if you want more, give. If you want more, give. Time to blow. Doing saxophones, isn't it fun? He's better than me though. 'Cause when you give, you receive. It's as simple as that. There's no effort, no struggle. It's just a simple fact. Just a simple fact. You know it's just a simple fact, Jack. Oh, if you want more love, got to give that love. If you want more joy, just give that joy. If you want peace, give peace. If you want more, just give. If you want more, just give. If you want more, you got to give. Now if you want more, you got to give. You know you got to give. Just if you want more, if you want more, you got to give now. If you want more, if you want more, you got to give, yes. If you want more, if you want more, you got to give now. If you want more, if you want more, you got to give.
If today's music made you smile or get up and dance, please show our musical guests some appreciation in the comments. And we want to let you know that your contributions are so significant to us. We could not do what we do each week without your love and support. Center for Spiritual Living Greater Las Vegas continues to provide enriching services, transformative classes, and powerful opportunities for connection within our community. Be sure to watch the announcements at the end of today's service for what's coming up in the weeks ahead. Now let's join together in a closing song before our benediction.
Use me, oh God. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. 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 So I just have a couple of brief announcements before we finish up for this morning. Tonight is our third and final Interfaith Forum. The topic for tonight is, which of your faiths or traditions, beliefs do you consider to be universal? Speaking on the science of mind point of view will be our own Reverend Claire Summerhill, so I can't wait to see her again in person. It starts at 7 p.m., goes till about 8:30, and it is being hosted by the Baha'i Center, which is at 7035 West Oakey Boulevard in Las Vegas. So hope to see you there. We had a great turnout last week. I think almost half the people in the audience were from Center for Spiritual Living Greater Las Vegas. And so it was wonderful to see such a great turnout, and it was a delightful conversation last week, and I know it will be this week too. Our next in-person service will be on Sunday, November 20th, that's the following week, at 10 a.m. in the morning, and it's being hosted at our new building, the parking lot, at 4080 East Russell Road. Please remember, if you can, bring a folding chair with you. We do have several, but it's always nice to have a few extra around. And remember, there are no restrooms on site, so take care of your needs before you arrive. And it was lovely out there this last Sunday. I'm assuming it is going to be just as beautiful again on the 20th. But we will look forward to seeing you there in person. Have a wonderful and blessed week. And again, reach out to our practitioners. Reach out to our ministry of prayer. Reach out to the spiritual support. Join our groups, our book clubs, and our small focus ministries. These are the ways that we begin to shift the conditions in our lives. Have a beautiful week. We'll see you all in person next Sunday. Bye-bye.
The monthly publication, Science of Mind magazine, is a treasure to be read and contemplated. Along with in-depth articles, there is a day-to-day spiritual support to be gleaned from its daily guides. Licensed practitioner Lynn Frankenberger hosts Adventures in Faith every Tuesday at 11 a.m. on Zoom, and you're invited to join in. This is a weekly group discussion that focuses on those daily guides and how to apply them. Check Facebook and our weekly newsletter for more details. CSL Greater Las Vegas brings you much of your favorite spiritual music every Friday at 7 p.m. with Spiritual Soundscapes. Enjoy performances from CSLGLV vocalists along with special guest singers. It's music for your soul. Subscribe to the CSLGLV YouTube channel to get a convenient link sent to you for each musical performance. At CSL Greater Las Vegas, it is our mission to inspire spiritual discovery through community connection, exploration, and celebration. This mission supports the all-inclusive vision of Centers for Spiritual Living worldwide, in which we envision a world that works for everyone and all of creation.